Hey, it's Ray Rican here. I'm here. I want to make a video about this whole stimulus bill, and I want to just show you some stuff that I've been looking through. I'm going to be talking about how we can see there's agreement on the 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 just how horrible this omnibus bill. Well, they stuck the stimulus bill into the omnibus bill into so like that to avoid a government shutdown. Um, I'm going to start here with, of all people, AOC, and how I actually agree with her. Here's something that she's talking about that I agree with. This is why Congress needs time to actually read this package before voting on it. Members of Congress have not read this bill. It's over 5,000 pages, arrived at 2 p.m., and we are told to expect a vote on it in 2 hours. This isn't governance, this is hostage taking. And also, she says, by the way, it's not just members who need to see the bill ahead of time. We do. It's just you do, which is obviously us. You know what? It may be one of the rare times. It's going to be one of the rare times maybe that I actually agree with her in this, because this is ridiculous. 5,000 pages, and you expect people to vote on this in 2 hours? That's just nonsense. You can't. I mean, especially when you're looking. This is stuff that should have been done months ago. It wasn't done for political reasons. It wasn't done because Pelosi hedged her bet that this would hurt Trump, which it did. And now the number is going to be less than it was early in the year. It's only going to be $600 as opposed to $1,200, and it's a slap in the face when you look at some of the other stuff they threw into it. Let's look at the Bongino report. COVID relief bill includes $600 million for Americans and $10 million for Pakistani gender programs. I mean, even Tulsi voted against it. I mean, 5,593 page spending bill. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, how can you govern like this? Here's where is it, $14 million for the Kennedy Center? I want to know who's the lobbyist for this Kennedy Center, because they do a damn good job for them, because that was something they were holding up with the last stimulus bill, and I forgot how much. I think it was like $50 million they got last time, and here's another one. Here's a $4 million pilot program to kill murder hornets. This is my favorite guy, Rand Paul. Loved his father. His father's the one who got me thinking. I was a Democrat and leaned to the left, and Ron Paul is the one who kind of got me, open my eyes to the whole situation with the Federal Reserve and this ridiculous debt that we're taking on. I mean, here it goes. I recommend that you see the speech that Rand Paul gave. It was an excellent speech, but it's too. I'm not going to put it on my video. I don't want no copy strikes, so I try to keep it simple. That's why I'm just here going through web pages, and you can see the pages that I'm going through, so no one can say I'm trying to do it myself. I'm giving them credit for the stuff that they're saying. Here is a publication of Common Dreams, and goes talking about how atrocious this bill is. I mean, come on, criminalizing online streaming, meme sharing into an omnibus bill. This is ridiculous. You're basically throwing, not only you're putting pork, but you're just throwing stuff at the wall and going, hey, let's put this stuff in it because we know, this is how people get their pet projects into these, get these pet projects passed, because they wait for these moments to throw stuff into it, knowing that people are going to vote yes for it. And part of me, as much as I would like the money, because between my wife and my two kids, we'll obviously get a good chunk. But at the same time, I kind of hope that Trump vetoes this bill. But then again, it's it probably they would override his veto. But with that being said, this is not the way things should be done. I mean, $5,000 page bills, and like I said, you go into this. There's money for. I saw there's. I mean, you know, people are going to talk about the 500 million or something for Israel. I think 700 million for Sudan or something like that. And we're borrowing this money to give to other countries. So, not only are we borrowing money to take care of ourselves, but we're borrowing money to take care of other countries. I mean, what sense does that make? So we go into debt to help other people, and then let's say at the end of the day, when those debts are called in, what are we going to go and talk to the people that we're assisting? Or are we going to tell them, hey, could you give us money to pay back the money that we borrowed? That's not going to happen. But I mean, this is what we go through. Seeing, I just don't. We're overspending. We're maxing out our credit card and putting it on another credit card, and basically ignoring all the debt that we have on that other credit card. And that's the simplest way to explain it. People don't see the big problem with deficit spending. Here's from Yahoo. Let's see, an actual page from the stimulus bill. This and thousands of pages of full legislation that have absolutely nothing to do with the stimulus are why we don't want Congress reading the bill before we're voting. And it goes here, this. Okay, so the stimulus bill includes, but is absolutely not limited to, the following. Families will be able to carry blah, blah, blah. An increase in the deductibility of business meals from 50 to 100%. Funding for 2 Smithsonian museums, the Women's History Museum and the Museum of the American Latino. More things to do in Washington when we're allowed to travel again. As much as it's cool, we're going to have an American, Latino museum. This is not the time for it right now. We need to get our fiscal book in order before things crash. Here, the creation of a new U.S. consulate in Tibet, which I don't care. It says here, guaranteed to cause problems with the Chinese government. You know what? Screw the Chinese government. I mean, even though they're the ones that own our debt and own our, president-elect. This, I mean, you look at this stuff, $2 billion set aside for Space Force. Of course, they're going to mention the $500 million for Israel. I got no problem with Israel, I'm sure. I just know how people on the left have this problem with Israel because the whole power dynamics. Elimination of suppressed medical bills, the repeal of rarely enforced criminal laws prohibiting the transport of water. Wow. A section about the reincarnation and succession of the Dalai Lama, the prohibition of e-cigarettes. I mean, weapons, $6 billion. Someone who is good at the economy, please help me with budget this. I mean, this is just a cluster F of a bill. I mean, I don't think there's anyone who liked it. I mean, a couple of my favorite senators voted no on this bill, including Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, who was my first choice, by the way. Those are my 1 and 2 choices in 2016, but that's another story for another day. So, I mean, when are we going to hold our leaders accountable for this? And it's leaders on both sides. Pelosi is going to be the leader of the House again. McConnell is going to be the leader of the Senate. Hopefully that Georgia comes through with the Senate races. But that we still need different. We still need to hold these people accountable. Primary them. I mean, I think they primary Pelosi, but I mean, come on, you want change the people in charge. Primary the whether they're Republicans or Democrats, primary them. Get them out of there. They're part of the problem. It doesn't matter whether you're, whichever side of the aisle you're on, whether you lean left, whether you lean right. We have to, we have to vote these people out. These people, these lifers, these, we just voted a lifer into president, which is just sickening. A guy who was in office for 40 years, and now, people voted thinking he's going to change nothing. He's not going to change anything. He's going to further enrich his family. He's going to, I'm going to go into a rant about that, but no, let me stop there. This is about this stimulus omnibus bill. It's disgusting. I mean, to put all these, to hold hostage relief for people and for businesses that the government shut down is nonsense. We need to demand better. Doesn't matter what is left or right. We need to demand better. And at the end of the day, these people need to be voted out. You need to primary them and get them out of office. We need that, if not, this country is going to tear itself apart with every, our politics. We're just too far apart. And, if we're not careful, we're gonna have an outright civil war, and we need to be aware of that. Hopefully, I mean, nobody wants it, but at the end of the day, I hope it doesn't happen. It's just very worrisome. So let me know what you think. And I don't know. I know it's been a couple of days, but I don't have my mask on. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I didn't. Been congested lately. I know the videos haven't sounded well, so I'm like, you know what? At this point, it's like, screw it. This is who I am. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. Hey, you know what? I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna even talk about sports just because I like sports. But this is what I really like to talk about is politics, just because getting people on, getting Latinos to see that we don't have to be on one side. Our vote is important, so we need to stop letting them take it for granted, because the left takes it for granted. And you know what? If more people start leaning right and the right starts taking it for granted, then we need to go back to the left. Quick update. I just want to add this to the end of the video. As I was filming the other video, it came out that Trump said that he doesn't want to sign the bill as it is. He wants more money for the American people, and he also wants them to cut out the wasteful spending before he signs the bill. So basically, he wants to give more money to the American people while cutting out some of the useless spending that's in this omnibus bill. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and share it if possible, and leave me any comments. Thank you.